Hey everyone, welcome to El Video for the new Baby Keem album, The Melodic Blue. Baby Keem, rapper, producer, songwriter, singer. He comes from Carson, California. He is also signed to PG Lang, which I believe is Kendrick Lamar's label, and they're also cousins too. Baby Keem has made off waves with mixtapes and EPs like Hearts and Darts, The Sound of Bad Habit, and Die For My Bitch. And also with hit songs like Gang Activities and Orange Soda. And this guy is great when it comes to his music videos. Like the amount of detail he puts into them is amazing. The Melodic Blue is Baby Keem's debut album. It comes in 16 tracks in just under an hour. It has features like we mentioned before, his cousin Kendrick Lamar, Don Toliver, Travis Scott, and Rosalia and She Ekru also has credits in this album. By the way, I think that's how you say his name, She Ekru. If it's not, just leave a comment below and let me know how it's pronounced. We have the first song, Trademark USA. And with this song, it first starts off slow. It has some like slow, drowned out 808s and drums. And Baby Keem is rapping sort of in a monotone voice. And then it picks up. This song makes a lot of beat switches, but he did it to bring more energy to the track. There's like some flute or some sort of woodwind instrument in the background, the production, in the second beat switch. Again, in the third beat switch, that's when we hear Rosalia, and that's where she's talking, saying how she's a hot girl. She's definitely the interest that Baby Keem is talking about in this song. I also like how the beat subtly like switches, and we hear some like guitars very faintly in the background. That's just a very nice touch to it. Then we have the song Pink Panties. And this song started with some nice synths to like really engage you. And then just throws that out and brings, I believe his name is She Ekru. I think that's how it's pronounced. And he has this type of like cadence type of voice that is very Cali type of voice, or very like type of Southern. Reminds me of 3 6 Mafia. Reminds me a little bit of Afro Man. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't like this at all. It's the voice for me that I don't like at all. But I know a lot of people would like it, including people like Danny Brown really likes this track. And you know, it's for them, but this song is not for me. However, I do like Baby Keem's verses in this song. Scapegoat has this sample being played and another sample like harmonizing and accompanying the first sample. This track is cool. I love the piano and the guitar in the outro of this track. It is so damn good. But I wish we had more of that part. Then we got the track that sparked so much memes. Thanks to Anthony Fantano, the needle drop. I follow him on TikTok, and when I saw this, I think within like the half an hour he uploaded it, I'm like, this is gonna be huge. And it was. This thing is everywhere. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Again, this is Range Brothers and it's featuring Kendrick Lamar. This has like a nice trap beat with some reverbs in the back. I love the electro like bend keys that's warping in the background. And even when Baby Keem is doing this high pitched flow, he did it for a little bit, but it still sounded good. I also like when the violins come in. It makes the song sound so grand. And when the 808s come in and you hear all these strings, the violins, it just sounds so crazy. It sounds so damn good. And in this track, Kendrick is just playing like he's flexing. That's what he's doing in this track. And it's very fun. I like this Kendrick. I like the line, now I look at money like a resource. Every contract got to put my kids' family in school. Obviously talking about generational wealth and accumulating that. Make sure that his kids are good. That's how he's looking at money. Make sure that his kids are good and their family is good. I also like the last act too. The keys are like this reverb, like reverse keys in the melody. And I also like the 808s, like the change of pattern of it. It just sounds so much grittier and so much dirtier. And I also like about the last act, the humor in it. Like Kendrick Lamar's ad-libs is super funny. When he's like, Range Rover, he just put off this southern type of accent and it's just so funny to me. When he's like, we're not the wind. And he's like, he's Baby Keem. Like that shit is just funny to me. That's just funny to me. Like this is obviously like it's meant to be a fun track. This is meant to have fun with it. And Kendrick Lamar is having fun. He's just showing his sense of humor in this track. It's really good. Issues is the next track. And this is another single that has like a music video behind it. I like this drone note that's in the back. It helps like encapsulate this type of sound. It encapsulates like all these heavy notes and all these 808s. And also like having like these very light keys in the melody being played. It's a nice contrast to the production. But the keys may sound light, but it also sounds disturbing. Like something's not right there. And I think that's what Baby Keem is aiming for in this track. And that's why the drums, when they come in, these background vocals come in as well, and it brings like this chaotic, disturbing type of feeling to the track. That's the layers that it adds. I like the line where he says, "I can't go ghost, I face demons." Obviously playing the supernatural part of it, but also it's a double entendre because before that he was talking about avoiding friends. So he's going ghost, right? He's dubbing them. He's avoiding his friends, avoiding these people. That's because he has to face these issues within himself. He feels like he needs to be resolved in order to interact with people that he cares about. This track also brings a type of nostalgia to it. Like he's thinking about the past, but the past to him is also a trap. Like people want him to stay, but he wants to leave. There's nothing for him in that home or in that neighborhood that he's in, and he has to go, but people want him to stay, but he has to avoid the people. Maybe he's trying to avoid like a mindset that's like in this cycle, or maybe he's trying to break this cycle. Wherever the case may be, these are his issues that he's thinking about. This album is, you could tell he's very heavily influenced by Kid Cudi and Travis Scott. That's why we see appearances from him. There's this song called South Africa, and it has very heavy pianos. I feel like this song is supposed to give a type of feeling. I feel like it's supposed to give a type of feeling, sort of like in a Playboy Cardi's Die Lit, but it doesn't hit. Something is missing. There's a missing piece to this song, and I think it's the hook. The hook doesn't sound right to me. However, I do like his verse. Maybe it play well, like, you know, in the club and shit is going ratchet there, but just listening on my own, it just doesn't sound good to me. Also, it's definitely one of my favorite tracks on this album. I love this beat so much. I feel like Playboy Cardi or Charlie XCX would kill this track. I would love to see them like on a remix or something, or somebody doing some sort of mashup between those two artists, Playboy Cardi and Charlie XCX, and put them on this type of song, because the pianos in this sound so damn good. I love the low-key pianos, the 808s, and the very loud claps. It gives a really nice feel to the track. I also like Baby Keem in this track as well. He gives like a really great flow to this track. Obviously, this song is about a girl, almost like a love type of thing, almost, but not in the traditional sense. He doesn't mind that the girl kisses and tell. He's like, hey, who we're gonna tell? Like, I'm on your wave too, just like you're on my wave. Like, you're pretty and you're all this. I'm feeling you type of thing. I do have to say though that there's this bad line that it doesn't bother me too much, but it definitely sticks out like a sore thumb. He says, let's add and subtract math. It's a good thing it's just one line, and I'm still gonna go back to listen to this track, but that line exists, and they say that we don't even need math after high school. Now, Coco with Don Toliver is so good, has so much energy, definitely one of my favorite tracks. I love the production in this song. I love the heavy pianos and this flute in the background. It gives like this type of sense of urgency and this high energy to the track. And the horns and the drums, it makes the song sound so extravagant as well. Like, and Don Toliver doesn't disappoint. He gives a great verse. He matches the vibe, and he just does so well in this song. I love him in this song. Don Toliver does not miss when it comes to his features. This thing is actually really freaking good. I really like this track. Family Ties was one of the other singles that was before the album came out. Again, features Kendrick Lamar. We all heard it, and it's good. It's great. This song is great. I love the triumphant horns in the beginning of this track, and how Baby Keem was flowing. He was giving off this high energy. He had a lot of slick lines in this song too. I also like the portion where he's like, beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. Like, you could tell this is gonna go great for a mosh pit. Like, the mosh pit in this track is gonna be crazy. I'm not a mosh pit type of guy. I've been in mosh pits. Shit is annoying for me, but for this song, it just makes sense to what Baby Keem is going for. I start to notice anytime that Kendrick is featured like in a song in this album, when the beat switches to him, the production gets a lot darker, grittier, and stripped down. Like in his part, there's this switch and reverse melody being played, and the 808 just gets dirtier and grittier. Smoking on your top 5 tonight. I'm not complaining though. I love it. It gives like a different type of sense to Kendrick Lamar. Like, I don't mind hearing Kendrick Lamar in different production, different settings. Like, he knows how to adapt. And of course, this is Kendrick Lamar. We're gonna hear bars. We're always gonna hear slick lines. It's Kendrick Lamar. His pen is incredible. Even simple lines like, who went platinum? I call that a visitor. Like, my man is on his braggadocious type of vibe right now, man. He's flexing. He's flexing just like he did before a couple years ago with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am the greatest rapper alive. Like, this dude is finally like showing that he is one of the greatest. And I really, really like that from Kendrick. I also don't mind the brother cadence that he has, that southern brother cadence that he has. I think it's pretty funny. It's just like this ignorant ignorant shit. Like, he made that cadence because it's so pronounced. Everyone's gonna hear it and everyone's gonna repeat it. So when you're at a party or at a club or at the concert, everyone's gonna say, brother, like, say the same way Kendrick does because it's so untraditional. This dude's a couple steps ahead of us. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, this is great type of way to bring relevancies to a track to an album. Next, we have the song Scars, and Scars starts off with like a piano being played, and then after that, we actually hear Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak Love Lockdown sample with the drums. So we definitely know why Baby Keem was with Kanye and Kanye's Donda. You know, equivalent exchange. You know, he gets the sample and Kanye gets a verse from Baby Keem, right? I think that's a good exchange for me. And this song is exactly what the title's about. It's about the hardships that Baby Keem has been through and the scars he's left from it. You're just wondering why does he has to go through all these hardships and why he's left with all these scars. He's just constantly like questioning it. The dude just wants answers. Like, he wants to know his purpose. He wants to know the purpose for his journey. And is it all going to be worth it at the end? Do-Rag Activity. Do-Rag Activity, I have mixed feelings about. And I'll tell you why. It's not because of Travis Scott, he's a part of the song, which makes sense for him to be in this album. Travis Scott gives a great performance. I love Travis Scott's verse. Like, he gives like that monotone thing and then he brings that energy. Like, we haven't heard that type of quality in his features for a while now. But Baby Keem's energy is just so low to me. Like, it's so monotone. He doesn't switch it up to continue to have me engaged in this track. The only reason why I became engaged is Travis Scott. But Baby Keem, I think Baby Keem undersold in his performance for this track. Boom Man I also like. I like the groove and the horns, and the loop sounds hectic and messy, but in a good way. And Baby Keem also gives off great energy here. I like his chorus, which is just like this mantra of saying I'm sexy and blessed. You could picture yourself in like outside setting in parties or in, you know, when you're hanging out with the friends or you're in your whip and you're just saying the same thing, I'm sexy and blessed. It's gonna have everybody just feeling good. It's everybody feeling themselves. You know what I mean? I don't like the Booman part when he's talking about him being like a barbarian. I'm glad that part is short, but that just wasn't needed. That could have been left off the verse. But luckily it was short. It was just like 4 bars, I think. But I didn't like that part at all. I could do without that part. First Order of Business, that song is a skip for me. The song's a skip. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. I think that song sounds incomplete. That song is just very low key on everything. Has very low energy on everything, and the lyrics aren't that engaging for me to like continue to listen to it. It could be cut off from the album. Now we have Vent, and I allegedly listened to this track before a while back, allegedly. And let me tell you this song is great. I love this song. I couldn't wait for this song to come out. Those off-key like piano just sounds just so dirty, like so raw. Like, this is like some mosh pit energy. Like, this is gonna have everyone go crazy, this track. And I also love the distorted off-key electric guitar in this thing. It just adds to this dirty like raw shit into this track. And then when they strip that off and they just have Baby Keem just rapping a bit and then they just bring that back, it's like a chef's kiss. It's just so damn good. And Kendrick in the chorus, it's just gonna have everybody going crazy. But the part, or at least what I'm complaining about, which I shouldn't, is the second half of the alleged leak version of this song, where we hear like these horns or something like that, completely changing the beat, this beat switch up, and then it's Kendrick Lamar rapping. I just didn't like the nursery rhyme that Kendrick was rapping in the leaked version of it that I allegedly listened to. That's the only part I didn't like. If that was just removed and everything else was kept in, I would have loved this song even more. Then we have this final song, 16, because there's 16 tracks. So this one is called 16. I'm not gonna lie to you, this give me some views from the 6 from Drake, like especially the song Feel No Ways. This definitely gives me like some sort of like lost youth. I like this closer. I like this track. This is like, it was a great closer for it. And Baby Keem singing is great in this track. He sounds more passionate when he's singing this song. And the keys in this track is also very nice and pretty. As for my rating for this album, I'm giving this album a cool 3 out of 5. It's not a bad album. It's a pretty good album. It's a cool album. I like the production in this album. This album is very ambitious. This album has a great variety of tracks. There's some songs that could have been left out. There's some songs that could have been done more. But other than that, this album is pretty good to me. Baby Keem gives me off that energy of like this ignorant, hooligan type of energy to his music. And I don't mind that. Like, I know the purpose of his music. And his music is to get everybody turned up or feeling sad. There's no in between. But I don't mind that. The dude is 20 years old. He's just living how it is. But what do you think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Leave a comment down below. And while you're down there, give a like and also subscribe. This is another video. Thank you guys for watching and peace.